Hello, everyone. We are once again in this weird little view. I have a fun little video that I realized I haven't talked about this in a while. But before I get to that, and we talk about what we're going to talk about today, and the reason that we are viewing this way with the weird lighting and my bedroom in the background and my hair, frankly, a hot little mess. But there is a reason why that is, because I'm doing a screen recording to walk you through something that I use that helps me a lot in my writing. But before getting to it, if you're new here, hi! My name is Vanessa. I'm an author from Toronto, Canada, and I publish under the pen name A.N. Sage. I write a lot of fantasy, a lot of mystery. I am currently in my paranormal cozy mystery era, and I actually have a book coming out. The book is coming out on this Tuesday after this video goes up. So the book is coming out this Tuesday, and I am thinking that I might do either a release party here. I was going to do it, or what I might do is I might wait until the end of the week, and we'll do like the week after this one, like the video after this one will be a release party for the book. And actually, let me see if do I have this book up here? Okay, well, the book's not here, but you will see it more on Notions. So I've blabbed on enough. This has been the weirdest introduction I think I've ever done to a video, but I'm super excited to talk about this because I'm talking about Notion. I am talking today about how I use Notion to organize my writing. As you know, I am almost always working on several projects at the same time because I do ghostwriting. And so I use Notion to help me with that. Originally, when I started with Notion, I thought I was going to use it for my book coaching clients. I am also a book coach. I actually just got off a client call before recording this. But I am also a book coach, and I was going to use Notion to organize my clients for book coaching. But then I realized that I'm more digital on that in a Google Calendar way, and I do get a lot of manuscripts from people to write. And so it didn't make sense to have it on Notion because I'd be attaching a lot of files. It's going to get too hectic for me, at least. But for writing projects, I've been looking for something to keep track of my writing project that wasn't just my physical planner. And I have a physical planner that I use. It's on my desk all the time. However, I needed something that would give me more space, because really, I have an Erin Condren planner. It has a lot of space, but once you start adding like everything that you do, basically, once you start adding all of that in, it becomes a little bit hectic and overwhelming, and there's a lot. It really packs it a lot. And so I figured that what we are going to do is we are going to move all of my I'm going to move all of my writing to Notion and use that to track everything I do. And I wanted to walk you through how to do it. So I'm going to minimize this little screen here and make myself smaller, as small as it will let me. And you can see my Notion layout. So I did get a template, and then I moved it around and kind of fixed it to what I want it to be. So if you are not familiar with Notion, as I was not familiar with Notion at all. I had no idea what I was doing. Also, if you can hear noises, it's my toddler going absolutely wild downstairs. So I wasn't familiar with Notion, but I did find a template on Etsy. And Etsy is great for the stuff. If you just look up Notion writing templates, then you'll be able to easily pull up a whole bunch, and you can find one that works for you. Or if you want to use the same one that I am using, then I'm going to link the link to where I got it from in the description. Nobody paid me to do this. I just like the template. I think it's really good, and it works for exactly what I need. So what you might need might be different. So take a look at what's out there, but I will link this one below. This was called the Dark Academia, I think, template, and I really, really liked it. It had like a mood. At the time I was writing Dark Academia too. So I think what I might be doing is changing around the images and the kind of the visuals, but keeping the whole layout as it is. But I really, really like the Dark Academia vibe. It looks really cool and it works. So this is the template. So when you open up my Notion, this is what it looks like. So we've got this kind of cover at the top here, which is like a Dark Academia cover. It's called Writing. That's what they labeled it. There is a clock, as you can see. I'm filming this at 10:59 on a Friday. So you've got this like digital cool like retro clock up here. And then underneath is kind of like a quick reference to certain pages that I have set up. So the project page, the idea bank, a writer's journal, and my research page. I will, I'm talking to you through this, you'll be able to see which ones I use a lot and which ones I don't use almost at all. So you can kind of gauge what you want for yourself. But the first thing that I have pretty much off the top, and it's right here in the center, is my writing projects. And these are kind of like the active and the finished recently. And I have taken out, I usually have my ghostwriting projects on there, but I have taken those out and I've moved them to my archive folder so that obviously, for privacy reasons, I am not allowed to share that. So I've taken those out. So these are all the projects that I am personally working under my pen name and my personal name. So we can share that. So if we scroll up, so we have a writing projects overview here. And here what I have is the title of the project, the genre that it is. So you can kind of see everything I'm working on, the status of it. So I have currently 3 active. So by active, I mean there's something is happening in the project. None of these are not all active in the same way. Like the Beasts of Hedge working title is in query mode. A Very Fair Funeral, like I said, it's coming out on Tuesday, so it's active because it hasn't come out yet, so I can't put it in finished yet. And also I have a book signing, a big book signing in an Indigo that I'm doing for it at the end of February. So that will stay active until that book signing is done. Now, when there's another book signing that I have for it, I will bring it back to active. And then Fairy in the Morning is the one that I'm currently writing or editing at this point. But that's the one that I'm in. That's the one I'm working on now. So I've got 3 projects on the go, which is why I need this board, this Notion board. Then I have the current word count, and that kind of just gives me like an overview. So you can see Mistletoe, Mocha, and Murder was a novella. It was very short. Crafting Cozies is my nonfiction, also on the shorter side. The ones that stayed, that is my short story. So it's only 4,000 words. So these are the shorter ones. And then we get more into the books. So most of my books are usually between like 50 and 80,000 words. The Beast of Hengen, actually it ended up, after edits, it ended up sitting at around 87,500 words. That one is my Gothic romantasy with a mystery core. And then I'm currently up to 20,000 words. So I said word count. So I'm writing and editing at the same time. So it's actually, I'm more than this, but I'm counting my editing words right now because I finished it. So it's around pretty much almost the same as A Very Fair Funeral. So around the 50,000 mark range. That's what I'm keeping it for this series, give or take. So that's kind of where I'm at with the writing projects. Then I have my to-do list. So it's a board, another board, and it is a to-do list board. So right now I have it separated into not started, in progress, and finished. So I mentioned that I'm going to have a Kickstarter at some point this year for Cartega, so it needs a rewrite. So Cartega is going to get a rewrite, so that hasn't been started yet because I'm working on some other things, but it will be done. My in progress is a growing agent list for these Beasts of Hedge and queries, so that's in progress right now. And also in progress, I should really type Fairy in the Morning while I have you here. Because that is the book I'm working on right now, so that's also in progress. Then I finished the Kickstarter cover for Cartega, but not started is the Cartega sprayed edges. Oops, why can't I spell? Sprayed edges and ends and the ends. So that has not been started. I have not designed or worked on that yet. So that's kind of what I have here. And that's the to-do list. Then I'm just showing you the center first, and then we can hit all of these sides as well. And then I have a word count tracker, so you can kind of see like where I'm at. I started out very slow and very in the morning, kind of working on like editing little by little. And then I am up to editing up to chapter 10. I already started chapter 11 today. And so you can kind of see like my editing words as I go through them. over here. When I work, I would just add like every day at the end of the day, I kind of sum up. If I'm writing, then I write how many words I wrote. If I'm editing, I write how many words I edited. And that goes in here. And the title is the chapter. So you can see I've split up like chapter 5 over 3 days, chapter 6 over 3 days. And then the rest are usually split either on a full day or 2 days split for edits. Then let's go left side. This is mostly decorative. So after this quick kind of link page, I just have like a quote, like a cool picture and a quote. Then we have a calendar, little widget, and then a little picture just to balance it out. Then on this side, another little picture. This is how the template is set up, and I really like it. It's cute. I have a quote by Kafka over here. And then we have Spotify lists. So this is why I really like this tip. Very rarely do I write with music on, but I do brainstorm with music on. And this has worked really well. So as you can see, I'm sure you can see here, the last time I used this, because I've been writing, so I haven't been really using it that much. But the last time I used this was when I was working on the rewrites of The Beasts of Hedgend. And because it's a Gothic, I had a lot of Gothic fantasy vibes and dark romantasy and reading dark fantasy. All of these Spotify lists created, and that I found on Spotify, these lists. And so I linked to them. So depending on my mood and what I was doing, I would just come here and press play and it would just play the list for me, which is great. I love Notion for this. The template came with this dark academia classical music. So I just kept that in there now because it is lovely music. And now what we can do is I can take you through all of these kind of short little. So we have the projects list where you have a gallery, again, a picture and a gallery of all the different projects here. And then as you form projects, they go in here. And I will show you how I have the project set up as well in a second, but I just want to go through these first. So we have these listed. Then we have an idea bank. So right now, my only idea bank, I do have a thriller, but that's going to turn into a project this year. So I moved it out of the idea bank for now. So I have a Gothic middle grade that I'm kind of like a mystery that I'm kind of toying with. And it's got, just as I think of ideas for it, I throw it in the idea bank. So now we get into the things I don't use as much. So the writer's journal. So I had some journal entries that when I first got this template, which as you can see was last year, I was really gung-ho on trying to use everything. And I've made a total of 3 entries. And then none, because I don't have time to journal about my writing, because instead what I am doing is I'm writing. So I have no time for that. So I did not and keep up with this. It's still here to haunt me to the rest of my days and tell me about how I am not using this template to its full promise. However, I've got no time for this. And so there's nothing here. There's 3 things. Resources, another one. So I have, as I think of links, sometimes I'll go in here. So the fantasy name generator is the one I use very often. But like, to be honest with you, most of my resources are saved in my bookmark on my Chrome. And that's kind of where I have them. I don't need a separate list. What I might do is I might export all of those bookmarks and I might drop them in here, because just in case Chrome disappears, I would like to remember all of those. So I might actually be doing that today. And then we have the view of writing projects, which is really what was linked on that front page. So that just repeats here, the view of to-do list. So these are all, and the word count tracker. These are all the things that you have right under this main writing page, which is really how, for the most part, this is the page I'm at. So now if you want to go and let's take a look at the Very Fairy Funeral, because that's pretty much done. So there's not much I can like spoil for that. So if we open that, this is what a project page would look like for me. So banner off the top to make it pretty. The title, we have on the side here, the status, the genre, what it is, if it's a novel, novella, short story, etc. What phase am I in? So I'm actually finished, done. So we can change that. Didn't change that yet. So finished, my workout goal was 50,000 and I got pretty damn close. And my progress is a bar is complete. The date, I don't really use this. I have no idea what this is supposed to be. I should probably take this out of all of them, but it was there. So I just left it. Then we go into this part. So we have brainstorm dump. If you know home director, ends up in the Society of Undertakers that solves murders and crimes, has a cat that is a changeling that got stuck in that form. these are literally my brainstorm dumps. For every book, sometimes I will go through, I will have a brainstorm. I don't really have these. This is like when I'm setting up the book, I will go here and brainstorm, but for the most part, I'll use my plotting journal. And so this one will be kind of like a on the go brain dump because I can use it on my phone. That's kind of where it becomes useful. The title, we have another picture. This time it's Theo the cat, and I kind of found a version of him on Splash because that's what you would use in Notion, and put that here. Then I have the book cover, which you can see. And this is the book that's coming out that I couldn't find. The paperbacks are all downstairs. They just arrived from my publisher, like just in time, because my signing, there's still time because my signing is not until February, like I said. So I still have time for all these books. But I got like a huge stack of books and they're all downstairs and I have to go through them and organize them. And my big banner came in and I just got an order of all my bookmarks and all the swag that I give out when I sign. So that is all ready to go, but that's downstairs. So I couldn't show you the paperback, but for the release party, I will be showing it off and we'll do a giveaway or whatever. So I have just the book cover here. So this is the book cover for Very Fairy Funeral. As you can see, because it's a spin-off of the Orchard Hollow world, we had very similar typography done on this and a very different image. So in Orchard Hollow, we have Harry the raccoon on all of them. And here, like Theo is in every picture, but the lead is Lyra. Lyra Moore is the main character. She's the fairy, the introverted fairy that's kind of on the run. And she's the funeral home director. So she's on all the covers of all of these. So that's kind of what the covers look like. Then I have like a summary, which is short: Miss Brooke Manor, Cozy Mysteries, Orchard Hollow spinoff. We have the hook, and this ends up being on the blurb and the black flap copy in the end. So I have the blurb and this. And then my to-do list that is specific for the project. So every project, I have a to-do list that is specific to the project. And you can see kind of everything that I have gone through here. These are all my to-do lists here. And as they so Indigo book signing, when I'm in progress, when I'm going there, I'll put it here. And when I'm done, I'll put it in the done section. Same with the YouTube's release video that we'll do next year. So in progress right now, I'm working on all the release graphics and getting those scheduled out and getting taken care of for next week. So that's in progress. When it's done, I'll move it over to the done section. And that's kind of how I do this. So I have like all of my stuff here that's going to happen, all the step by step. And these steps, usually I will, the way that I would set up a new project is I would just copy this basically, or whatever the previous project was. And I would just move, I would obviously fill it out according to the project, but I would move these to the not started tab because they're pretty much almost always the same, except for the book I'm querying and the free novella that I had and that I'm giving out, which, by the way, if you want a free book of mine, I have a novella that is it's like a short story novella. It's about 12,000 words. It's about a haunted house. And it's a cozy mystery. But that is, it's called Haunt and Seek. And it's, if you sign up for my newsletter, you get a copy of it mailed to you. I mean, like an e-copy. So except for that one and the short story and the Beasts of Hedge End, because the Beasts of Hedge End, obviously I was querying it to agents, still am. So it wouldn't have like OHB and like Oliver Haber books and all my publisher information on it. But normally I would just move these over, shift these over. And as I'm working on them, I would push them back because they're always the same. And that's essentially kind of how I use my Notion. It's very simple, but it works. And it's always, I have two screens I work on. So I have this main screen I'm on right now. And then I have my drawing screen. And usually my drawing screen is for covers and designing. And that's off to the side. And this is where Notion is almost like a wallpaper. So it's always on that screen. And every day I update it depending on what I did for writing. So if you use Notion for your writing, I would love to know how you use it. If there's templates that you would recommend, what you use it for. I'm in the process of starting a crochet Etsy business. So Glitter Fritter is my Etsy shop. And I really love it. And it was all illustration based. And I really like that. I'm still illustrating, but I'm illustrating more for me. And I realized I like drawing for me and not as a product. And so Um, I'm rebranding that because I'm in the process of design. I've been really into crochet. If you haven't heard, I'm sure you have because I'm like all about it. Um, but I have been just redesigning, designing these my own crochet toys, amigurumis, and I'm very very excited. And they're turning out so cute. I'm about to have kind of my first tester call pretty soon, and just have a tech editor. I'm almost done with the final pattern on my side, and then Archibald the alligator, and that's kind of going out to a tech editor. And after that, I will do a tester call for it, and we'll see how that goes. And then I'm going to slowly start loading these patterns onto a brand new glitter fritter Etsy shop. It's going to be rebranded, redesigned. I'm going to close the shop this week, actually. Closing the shop completely. You still have a chance to catch the sale, I believe. Hopefully, I might be closing it Sunday, like right after this goes out. But it's going to be it's going to be done with what I had there before. And until we rebrand, I'm going to be rebranding all the social media and everything that I have for it to kind of work with crochet, which is kind of becomes slowly a passion. And I don't mind doing that because like as I grow and as my passions grow, I don't mind changing what I do. Essentially at the core of it all, like writing is the main passion, but then I like to stay creative. So I do all this other stuff and that changes. So anyways, that's my glitter shredder thing. Also, like, look at this cup that I just got this at Indigo, and can we just talk about how flipping cute this is? It's so cute. It came with matching socks, and it was on clearance. So I'm having my coffee from that. Oh, and it's on a little coaster that I crocheted just for myself. It's a cat coaster. I digress. So that's my Notion. So yeah, let me know how you use your Notion, if you're going to try Notion out now that you've seen this video, and hopefully you enjoyed this. It is a tool that I use a lot, and I'm on a tool kick. It's January. It's new tools January, and so I'm on the tool kick. I want to talk about it. And then next week we're gonna do a release video. So wish me luck on Tuesday. Check out the community section because I will be posting the day off in there so we can celebrate. If you haven't pre-ordered A Very Fair Funeral, then go ahead and do that. It's also going to be listed in the description. And as always, I hope you stay magical, and I will see you next week for the release party. Yay!